name's Janelle White. I'm with Vila Business Academy. In this session, we're going to talk about how to position your business. There's lots of ways to position your business. The most famous is price, differentiator, niche, or focus. And we're going to talk about all of those. A good marketing strategy will really set your business apart from your competition. So thinking about how you're going to position your business is really part of your marketing strategy. You'll want to take into consideration how you're going to distinguish yourself from your competition. What's going to make you different than everybody else on the block? There are three major categories: price, differentiator, or focus, or niche or focus. So let's talk about pricing strategy. That's the first one. Some businesses decide they want to go the high route. They want to position themselves at the high end of the game. They want to be the expensive, the high rollers. What we see this in our marketplace is with Apple. Apple is more expensive than anyone else, and everybody wants an Apple phone, right? An iPhone. So if you think about that, they have positioned themselves strategically as the high option. They're not really looking at anything else. Let's look at the low option. And let's go back to the cell phone world. There is companies that have really gone the low end. They want to come in skidding just under everyone else as the low affordable, right? Does everybody want to be affordable? No, but there are a lot of people that have been forced to be affordable, especially in today's economy. They've had to cut their expenses. So a lot of them are going to plans that don't require really expensive phones. So we have our high option, we have our low options, and those are two examples. It's not better, one's not better than the other, it's just what they are. And then there's mid-range. Mid-range is middle of the road, in competition with everyone else. So if you look at the cell phone market, there's lots of phones out there that are in that mid-range. The differentiator is what makes you unique or different. What makes you special? What makes you unique? What will propel your customers to buy your products and services over anybody else in your competition? That's going to be the differentiator. A niche market is very different. A niche market is very narrow, focused. It's very niche. There's a lot of focused or niche players out there and do really well. In fact, I kind of like it for some of the smaller mom and pops because they can position themselves very uniquely in a marketplace by going very narrow focused. So if you have a business that is very unique, different than anything that's out there, a niche market may be good for you. So let's talk about the next step of a marketing strategy. You must decide if you're going to be the leader, the follower, or a niche player. Let's talk about the leader for a minute. For years and years and years, HP, Hewlett-Packard, was the leader in computers, right? If we looked at computers, HP was out there. They did a lot in research and development, R&D. They did a lot of innovative stuff with their market. And for years, they were the leader. And they had a follower coming up behind them. And that follower was Dell. Dell was coming up right behind them. If you watch the market and how it all played out, is Dell was very comfortable not being the innovator because they knew that research and development was expensive. They knew that. You couldn't even get a Dell unless you had a computer to get online, right? Back in the day, you had to borrow somebody else's computer to get online to order a computer, and you had to know what you were buying because there was very little help in the early days of Dell. That was their focus. They wanted to be a follower. They wanted the HP to go and develop, and they would just come along behind them. Well, if you look at the stock for Dell versus HP, you will see that that has really flipped. Dell didn't really necessarily want to become the leader, but I think they have because they've done it based on price. They've become the leader because of price. It's partly due to our economics. So the leader sometimes is good, and sometimes it's good to be the follower. And sometimes it's better to beat to your own drum. And that's going to be your niche player. So you have to decide, what is it that's in your best interest? Do you need to be the leader in your market? Remember, the leader is the most expensive way to go. Can you be a follower and still seize market opportunities, right? Or do you need to be a niche player? So I'm going to give you an example on how being a niche player really had played out for this small business owner. There was a small business owner here in Idaho, and he had invented a product that was really unique. Not a lot of competition out there, nobody else was doing it, and it was across the nation that he could sell this to. And so he was pretty excited about it, and he'd come to me and we'd done a great business plan. And I said to him, you're going to have to decide whether you want to be the leader, the follower, or a niche player. I think you need to be a niche player, and this is why. And so we talked a little bit about it, and he said, okay, let's do niche player. And the reason we chose niche player is because the product that he had was so narrow focused, that he could really seize more opportunities because he could expand throughout the nation. If he wanted to be the leader, he had to stay within Idaho to sell. So by repositioning his thoughts, repositioning him, redoing his strategy, we were able to sell across the nation. So instead of making $15.95 per unit for just the residents of Idaho, we sold for $10.95 across the nation. Where do you think he made more money? So we want to think about that when we position ourselves. Sometimes it's good to be the leader. And if he wanted to stay just in Idaho and only sell in Idaho, that would have been a good market, and he'd raised his price a little bit, and he would have still made a comfortable living. He made a lot more money selling across the nation. So good luck to you. I hope that this was a great session for you. Learning how to position your business can be tricky, but I have faith in you. My name's Janelle White. I'm with Vila Business Academy. I look forward to seeing you in the next session.